Hello guys and welcome back. Now let's work on the follow function. Okay, let's minimize this and then let's go to social here, right click, new file. I'm gonna name this as follow repository dot okay, class follow repository. So first I'm gonna get Firestore database. So this is going to be the instance of Firestore. Okay, now next what I would do is let's get the following and followers collection. Okay, so okay, let me just get the follow user method function. So future, let's see, yeah, let's click tab and then let's simply just close it. And then so this is going to be a catch. We catch the error like that, and then let's also close that. Now we need to work inside here. Okay, so here we're gonna use a batch. Okay, so final batch, we're gonna need Firebase batch like that, and then first we're gonna get the followers ref. Okay, so followers ref. So this one, let me just correct that, followers ref. Okay, so this, let's see, yeah, it's going to be followers ref is going to be firestore.collection.users. So we're going to get into the users collection. So constants dot users, let's import this constant class dot users collection, and then from users collection we are going to get to the followers ID, the person that we are following, and then from there we are going to create a follow. Okay, we are going to follow him. Okay, so this, let's do constants dot follow. Okay, followers, and then we're going to put our current user ID. So this is going to be our followers ref, and then also let's do the following ref, which is the opposite of that. First we're going to be our current user, and then here we're going to get following. Okay, follow, it's going to be called following. Okay, like that. All right, now that's going to be our following ref and the followers ref. Now right after here we need to update the count to both the the person we are following and also our count of followers. Okay, so let's do update followers count. Let's say count for the target user. Okay, this user that we are following. Okay, now this is just gonna say first, before we do this, because we want to do the batch at the end, so we don't have to run it here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, instead of this, I'm gonna say final target user ref. I'm gonna call it like that, and then I'm just gonna get that, which is going to firebase.collection. Users collection user to follow ID. Okay, now this is how we're going to get that ticket. Next we are going to get the update the following count. Okay, update the following count. This is going to be on our side. Okay, so this has to be for current user. Okay, current user. Okay, this has to be, this was for the person that we are following, then this is for the current user. So this is going to be current users ref is going to be current use collection dot current user collection dot user ID. That's gonna be it. And then right after this, now we can do the batch. Okay, now set we're gonna set following count for target user. Now we're gonna call this batch.set. So we're gonna first search for this target user, but it's not going to be this target user ref. Okay, we need to get this followers ref, okay, because that's where we're going to save here. Okay, instead of using this, we have to use followers ref and then following. So followers ref, that one. Okay, and then this is how we are going to update it now. Here we can add the field of timestamp. Okay, so even let's just call it created that. Okay, created that, and then what we're gonna save here, we're gonna use the Firebase field, which is a field field value dot saver timestamp. Okay, that's how we are going to follow. Okay, that's how we're going to add our follow, because we did not have for the following. It's okay, let's not create the follow model. Okay, we can just quickly do it like this. Now let's also get the following batch. Okay, so get the following batch, which is going to just use that, and then it's also going to do that. So we are doing on their side and then on our side. Okay, now we need to just to set now this batch here. Okay, so let's click here. Now we're gonna get the target batch just to count now the following. Okay, and then also here let's do the same now for this other one, the current users ref. We set the batch, and then right after we do all of that, we just need to await the batch and then commit our batch. Okay, this is how the follow will work. Okay, now after we have this in the else here, we can just throw an error. Okay, we can just throw in the exception like that. We don't even need to do anything. We'll just see if we have an exception, which means we have an error. Okay, now right after the following here, we need to unfollow. Okay, let's create the method to unfollow. Okay, so let me just write the comment properly. Unfollow a user, and then let's see. Okay, it's creating like that. What I would do is since this is a try catch, first I'm just gonna complete it. Okay, and then we're gonna throw that, and then let's close out the code here. So now let's see how we can unfollow here. This is basically going to be the same as following, but in a reverse. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the AI will just simply create this looking at what I did above. So again, it's going to get the following ref, which is going to come from first to collection Firebase database dot collection dot constant of users. I think let's just get this. We're just wasting time here. Okay, we can just copy that because it's the same thing that will happen. Okay, so because this also has to send like everything, user ID to follow. So now this is called user ID to unfollow. Let's copy that, paste this, then paste that. Now right after that, we are going to let's see if it will just update the following count. Okay, it's still not doing. So what I'm gonna do is let's see if it will just do it here. Yeah, it won't do it. So I'm going to copy all of this and then come here and then paste, and then I'll just see if there's something that I need to change here. So we basically just have to change that. Let's copy that and then paste that. Now here we need to delete. Okay, delete the just to unfollow. Okay, let's just wait there. We have to delete that, and then we also need to delete the other one like that. Right after we delete, we just need to update. Okay, update the targets. So let's click on that to just remove that following, and then also let's do the other one. It's just going to update that. Right after that, then we await and batch and then commit. Okay, so this is going to be the method to unfollow, just opposite to that. Okay, now right after this one, we need also another method to check if we are following. Okay, yeah, check if user is following. So let's stream that. Yeah, it's exactly that. Wow, for the first time it has, I don't know if it has done it before. It has just completed this code without any error. So we're going to get current user and user ID to uncheck. Okay, so it's going to be firestore.collection. We're going to check here. We don't need to check first our current user because we just want to check if we are following the user. So we need to go to their ID first and then check if it contains our ID. Okay, I don't want to check it like this. So we need to go to collection.users collection, and we don't want to go to the current user ID. We want to go to user ID to check. So let's copy this and then paste it here. If we go to their ID, we go in the folder called following. Okay, actually not this following. You go in the folder called followers, and then from the followers we're going to check for our ID. Okay, current user ID. Now here we're gonna get the snapshot, and then we have to check here if our ID exists in this, and then this means that we are following this user. Okay, great. So yeah, that's it. This is going to be our method to check if we are following this user. All right, now we just need to implement it. But then again, we forgot one last thing. If the user is not authenticated, we just want to return false. Okay, so if current user dot is empty, just want to return false. Okay, if you're not authenticated, we're just gonna show that you are not following. Okay, now let's go to edit profile. Where is that screen? We can close all of these, and then let's go to edit prof, not here, user info screen, and then we have the follow button here. Okay, so in the follow button, if we get in here, that's where we want to create this method to follow. Okay, so this is going to be a stateful widget. Let's change that to a stateful widget, and then let's initialize the follow repository. So first we're gonna need the boolean is following, and then final follow repository, which is going to be follow repository dot follow repository, and then we need a subscription. Okay, a subscription. Okay, let's stream subscription. Stream subscription. This one, it's going to have a boolean. Okay, a boolean which is nullable, and then we can import. So this is a stream subscription. What's the problem here? We're gonna import the dot sync. So let's name this as follow subscription. Okay, so here we need init state. So init state here, what we're gonna do is we have to set up the following subscription. Okay, so first let's create a void setup follow following subscription, like this. Okay, now here let's see. First we need to get the current user ID. Okay, so we know that the current user ID is going to come from auth final auth provider. So let's put a space there. Auth provider, we're gonna do it like that, but I just like to call context dot read authentication provider dot okay, let's just get the auth provider like that. Okay, but then again here what we want to do is let's cut it, and then we're gonna call widget binding dot instance dot add post frame callback. Okay, now here we just need to create that. Now that's when we're gonna call that. Okay, so inside here, okay, it's already here, I don't need to paste that. Just gonna write that again. Final auth provider is going to equal to context.read.authentication provider. Okay, now here first of all, let's call that over here. Okay, this also needs to be lowercase. Okay, let's go our setup for subscription like that. Now here we need to follow this nicely. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna check that subscription. Okay, so following subscription equals follow repository dot. Here it's not called this, we didn't call this method, we called it as is following user. Okay, now we are going to send a widget.user ID because this is going to be the owner of the profile. Okay, now we also need to pass our current user ID, which is going to come from auth provider dot is logged in. Okay, like that, and then that's it. Now here we have to listen to that. Okay, and then after we return it, we set it to this is following. So let's localize this so that we can either call it like that or we can just do that to show the difference. Okay, now we are going to set this as following. Okay, now the other thing is we need to dispose the subscription. Okay, dispose. Here the following subscription is going to be cancel. Okay, so let's do like this. We're going to cancel the subscription. All right, that's all we need to do up here. Now we just need to create now the method here to follow depending if we are following or not. So let's start with the icon here. Okay, so first we have to check if is following. Okay, so if is following, what do we want to do? We want to say icon dot icons dot person, and then there's a person remove. Okay, else we're gonna say person dot add. Also this guys is going to depend on you what icons you are going to use. And then on the follow again we need to check. Let's copy this, then paste that. So if it is following, we are going to say and follow, else we need to say follow. Okay, and then on pressed here, first this is going to be asynchronous. Okay, and then now what we're gonna do is yeah, exactly that. Let's click tab. Looks like the assistant knows what we are doing. So first we need to get the authentication here, because if you are not authenticated, we don't want you to proceed and do anything here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's see what it's checking here. It's not even checking if you're not authenticated. So what I'm gonna do is let's create another method here. It's called toggle following. Okay, say toggle follow, yeah, which is going to do exactly what's happening here. Okay, now in this method, so this is going to be void, and then in this method right after here, if we check that if you are not authenticated, we need to check. Okay, so check if user is logged in. Okay, so if authentication provider dot is logged in dot is empty, we just gonna show the dialog here that please log in to follow, and then else we are going to do this now. Okay, so first we're going to check if is following. What are we going to do? We're going to wait and then unfollow. If you're not following, you are going to follow. Then right after that, we have to set state for the is following to unfollow or following here. Okay, and then that's about it. Next is just let's remove this here and then call our toggle follow like that. Now on the background image we have to check. Okay, let's check if is following is going to be, so if is following is going to be color red, else is going to be color blue. Okay, so that it's going to be red, but instead of blue here, let's keep our colors dot deep purple, and then the text color, let's keep it like this. Okay, that's about everything that we need to do in the following. So let's remove that and then let's remove that. Okay, now we're gonna bring up both our applications, and then let's just hot reload and see what we're gonna have. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay, we are waiting. This one has been restarted. Why is this not restarted? Okay, so I'm gonna go to this one and then go to their profile. Then let me click on follow. You can see that I've followed this, and then this also is set to 1. Okay, I saw that the refresh did not look well here. Now if we go to our profile, you can see that we have 1 following here. Okay, great. Now if we go to our profile from here, we don't have anyone following us. Okay, but we know we are following someone. Okay, that one works, but I don't think this is following is necessary because it's getting set here. Okay, I mean the set state. We don't need to set state here again. Okay, let's hot reload because we are setting state here in the subscription. There is no need to do it twice. Okay, so let me go to this guy, open market, and get into him, and then let me follow. You can see that we don't need to do that twice. Okay, this one is also following, and then we can unfollow. Yeah, great. Now the following also work. I think the profile also work. Great, guys. So yeah, we have done all the features. You can see now that our application is successfully working. Okay, now yeah, I think that's it. The other things that we can add is just some other extra things that if we need to enhance this application. Otherwise all the basic features are working, and then they are working perfectly fine as well. The other thing to note, guys, is that when you are creating the application like this is if you come to generation here, if you want to monetize this, because of course generating the images here you are going to be paying, so you're gonna need, for a free account you need to give some limit. Maybe you give a person like 3 generations a day, or like only a number of generations if they are in a free account, and then you can create the tier, like the upgrade can add, like they can upgrade the account to be like paying annually or something like that, so that you can also be paying for the model and the API. Okay, because in this one we've just used stability.ai. Later on we can upgrade this to use ChatGPT or Flux or Gemini, just any other AI generation, image generation, which is the best and the good one. Okay, yeah, so thank you guys once again for joining this course, and please, if you haven't rated my course yet, please find some time to rate it. Thank you, and see you in the next update.